first couple of Wessex blades, what I was hoping to do was to show you my first stages of cutting the small little piece of 01 tool steel stock that I got with my new bandsaw blade. Plan being I put the bandsaw blade in about 4 minutes, because it takes 2 minutes at work. 9:20, I got out here at 10 to 8, so about an hour and a half. What I had to do was as much as I possibly could to get it to fit. So I'll sort of walk you through the little bits and pieces on the bandsaw. Obviously, plugs out, disconnected. What I was quite prepared for was taking the stage out, the table, the work table, which I'm aware of. Okay, so then we take this nut off and we take the cover away. That operates the switch here, so it won't run because the cover's open. I'm aware of that as well. Normally, this big nut up here, you undo, and the idler wheel, because it's driven down at the bottom, that drops. Okay. Now normally when a bandsaw sorts out, that's about as much as you need to do. You drop that, take the old one off, put it back on. All these guide bearings here and underneath were already set, which I've already done. The new one goes on because this wheel was keeping the blades tight. Now it's dropped. Now if it drops 30 mil, with the radius of the corner it's took 70 mil of slack out, maybe, you know. There's a lot of slack. Could I get that bandsaw blade in? No. So on the back here, right round the back, there's another nut, and that basically makes the wheel, not that it's dropped, but completely loose and almost hang off the end of its own thread. That's how I managed to get it off. I even undid all these bearings here on the cam, down here, so they were loose and in. And I undid all these under here, so they were not. You adjust these to make sure that the blade doesn't move backwards and forwards when you're driving a workpiece in. So the blade goes onto the back of a bearing here. I even had all of this right back out of the way. One going in. So I basically had this on the last thread before it was falling off of this assembly line. Anyway, it's in. But that is the tightest bandsaw blade in terms of it's the right size to fit the right machine. 64.5 inch. You know, I got a big Axminster at work. We had a kitty. We had a start right. I've changed one for my safety accreditation right there in front of a guy. I'd never even seen the bandsaw before. It was minutes, a few minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, and that was almost at the point of getting a screwdriver to try and lever it on the damn rim. So I hope this bimetal blade lasts a fair bit longer than the normal one, so I'm going to do this stupid stage very often. Anyway, see you in a minute for a tip on bandsaw blades. Right, when you buy the bandsaw blade, it comes coiled up in a bag. You undo a little clip or a cable tie and it'll go. So, before that happens, you get a pair of rubber gloves on. And goggles if it's a big blade, so it doesn't catch you in the face. So you undo it, you put it on, now you've got your old one. Now, if you're just replacing it because it's a bit old, you may end up using it again later. So how do you get it back into the bag when it's this big? Okay, that opens up again like that. So once again, now round the wrong way. Ready? Now 3 loops. free loops, and there's hardly any tension in it. Hardly any tension. So then that, with a little wire clip around, goes back in the bag. You can use it again. If you've got a kink, or if the weld's gone, bin it and dispose of it properly. The blood's definite. So basically, if I was using an angle grinder, to get that as a continuous sweep, that's not as easy as using the sander there. Nowhere near as easy. So much easier. So cut and get a lovely profile. It's much smoother. Yeah, good fun, especially that in there. That'd be on the belt sander trying to go like this, or that tiny little 4-inch disc. The 9-inch disc is a lot easier. The other little funny little bits here I'll just do with a grinder, and then I can use the different wheels I got. So that'll be my tiny little sander. That would be that radius, and the big one will probably be that radius, or something along those lines. So I've got two machines, I can do two different profiles, whether I skeletonize this or not. This in theory was going to be water jet cut. My idea was the overtime turned up at Tesco, and it was, you know, it was one of these things that every couple of years you get a bit of overtime. I got another lot this weekend, and I've just literally converted it into kit. by the time that I've cut out 2 A4 designs with a few little blades on, by the time I've cut 2 of them out, I've saved all the money that I would have had it water jet cut on Bandsaw anyway. So that was what that was the reason that I did it. Yes, it's a bit slow and I haven't got a post op and then it arrives, but I like doing everything myself, heat treatment, back guard and all the rest of it. But this is the way I'll fancy doing it. Slow, ploddy, and I'll get it chunked out. So thanks for joining me again. Made a little bit step forward with the Leicu, and I'll see you on the next one. Scott from Wessex Blaze. Cheers.